First from Fox 19, he's one of the co-anchors on Fox 19, Mr. Jeremy Rauch. He's going to come up here momentarily. And then a guy that I spent a lot of time with back in the day, we were known as the Two Angry Guys on radio. And great partner, he's a great friend, but he knows more. I guarantee you tonight, whatever he says when he introduces people, he doesn't research it, he just knows it. He knows things that no one should ever know the first time, let alone now. But he would be with Local 12. He does all their digital. And literally, he has been the voice of the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown since 1998. He called every single game at UC over the PA, which is pretty incredible. Richard Skinner. So if I can ask Jeremy to come on up here. Skinny, you can take this one, and we'll let these guys get us started.
Can you hear me now? You guys got me? Everyone got me? Okay. I was just giving some high school football coaches that I love over here the cold shoulder. I didn't mean to. Evan Dreyer, I'm sorry, man. What's going on, everyone? I am Jeremy Rauch, and this is Richard Skinner. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be here, guy, because Skinny has done this for so long. He has all the stories. He knows everything about the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown. Skinny, you know why Tom Gamble started this thing. It's got to be the Skyline Chili and football, but there's more beyond that, right?
No, I mean, this was a vision of his even back in the days at the Post. I mean, we talked about this a lot of times. He wanted to go run events like this, and he's one of those guys. There's not a lot of older people in the audience, but if you remember the movie Night Shift with Michael Keaton and Henry Winkler, Michael Keaton was the idea guy, right? He was always talking ideas into a microphone. Put mayonnaise into the tuna fish to have tuna salad, and he just had all these ideas. Tom was that guy. Tom was Mr. Idea Guy, and 99% of them I go, sure, Tom, I hope you work out with that. And most of those went by the wayside. This didn't. This just ballooned, and it got better and better and better. He then did other events along the way. So, no, this has been a dream and a passion for a long time, and to think it's gone 25 years is amazing.
I think it's amazing. I've been here now for about 8.5 years, and when I first went to the event, my only thought was one of these guys in the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown shirts is going to give me a ticket to get some free cheese conies. And that's what I thought it was when it started out, when I started going to it about 8 years ago. And I was excited about the free cheese conies, which, by the way, that's still a thing.
Still exciting.
That's still a thing. But Tom Gamble has so much passion for what is the best high school football city in America. Can we get a little round of applause for that? Come on. Come on. I've worked in a lot of different cities along my way to working here in Cincinnati, now at Fox 19 now. Myself and Joe Danneman get to work a lot with the Showdown and Tom Gamble, and we love it. But you touched on it, Skinny. The passion for this event, what Tom has, is what makes this event special. But I know you've seen a lot of high school football. It is so great to work in an area like this for me and cover the football we get to cover every single day.
Yeah, and it's not just Cincinnati. Obviously, you get to Northern Kentucky, You get to Southeast Indiana, where you got great teams and great games. That's the great part about this area, and you can look up and down. We can go in a Bengals locker room, and I guarantee you, probably every year that I've covered the Bengals, which is several, there will be somebody that played in a high school that's been in the Showdown. I can almost guarantee it, and so that'll tell you how great this event's been.
Okay, we want to introduce someone special right now, a special guest to come up and share some stories about playing. Michael Matthews, where are you at? Is. If you can't tell by checking out Michael Matthews walking up here, the dude played tennis for a living. Now, he played football at Sycamore, and he has some stories to share about his experience in the Showdown. Michael, take it away.
How's it going, guys? And gals. There's a few gals in here. So I'm a local talent. Went to Sycamore High School. Go Aves. There we go. Oh, come on, coaches, come on. No, I'm teasing. But yeah, so first of all, disclaimer, I went to work like this. So anybody thinking Mike, why has he got a suit on, man? We're all coaches, chill out. But yeah, so now I work for Mercy Health. I'm in operations over at Jewish Hospital. So to all your athletes that you guys are coaching, I played professionally for 5 years. So there's life after football. Everybody doesn't get the $60 million deal. So, hey, I rolled the dice, It got hurt, but it's all good. It's all good. Biggest thing that I want to say to you guys tonight, I applaud each and every one of you. Each and every one of you for what you do to these young men that play this game. Pouring your lives into them, pouring your hearts into them, encouraging them. That is just tremendous. And you know, being that I am a benefactor of having good coaches, and starting in Pee Wee. In Pee Wee, I played for Hilltop Hawks, so it started then. I had several coaches there that poured into me and lit that fire to keep playing and love the game of football. So I applaud you for what you do, each and every practice, each and every meeting, and how you pour into these young men. So I am a father. I have an older son named Dominic who has already played in a showdown game. I have a son who's in 8th grade, so I'm looking forward to seeing him play in a showdown game. And I can tell you this, in my professional years in NFL locker rooms, all the guys talk about Friday nights. We rarely talk about Saturday games and whatever, and playing in college ball, but everyone talks about Friday nights. This is where it starts. This is the passion that lights guys, that makes them want to continue their careers in the NFL. So from that standpoint, I just applaud you guys for what you do and pouring into these young men because it is, you know, sometimes it can be thankless, but, you know, there is fruit in it. There is a lot of fruit in it. So thank you for that.
Appreciate you. We do have some alums of the Showdown, and when you have an event going 25 years, it's hard to find guys in the room who have been a part of the event, coaches in the event, for that entire time. Skinny's one of them. We're going to get to that in a second. But I want to just get you guys to raise your hands. I'm going to call out a couple of names. Skinny will as well. And I want to see where you are. These are alums, special guests here tonight who have been a part of the event since it started. We'll start with Dave LaSalleElder. Is he back there somewhere? Can we get a hand up?
He's talking to Coach Ramsey at the moment.
Talking to Coach. Scheming up some stuff for the football season. He's back there somewhere. He's talking right now. How about Jan Wilking? Oak Hills in the room. Hi, Jan. Thanks for being here. You guys see Jan. I'm going to do one more. How about Bernie Berry? Right here, out of Wyoming. Skinny, you got some?
Yep, Jeff Marksberry from Simon Kenton, who just retired this past year, helped turn the program at Simon Kenton around and turn him into a powerhouse in the state of Kentucky and in northern Kentucky. Andy Olds, the longtime successful coach at Kings. Lynn Ray, who's now my favorite starter on a golf course, but before he did that, he was a longtime successful coach at Covington Catholic, won multiple state championships at CovCath, and really built that program from the ground up. I truly think that when Lynn started the program, or was part of the program, I think they practiced in a parking lot initially. I think that's a true story, but they've come a long way from then if you've seen their facilities. My guy right down here, Vince Suriano from Anderson. And Rick Thompson from Boone County, who retired from coaching high school football to then go coach college football at Mount St. Joseph as defensive coordinator. So all those guys, thanks for being with us.
We've got a few more, and I believe he is back there. Doug Ramsey, Elder. He's back there. He's deep in conversation. The only head coach to have his team in every event, which is awesome. So cool for Doug Ramsey and Purple Fridays. Scott Kaufman, you here? I know Scott Kaufman's here. There he is. Scott Kaufman, athletic director at Princeton, Wyoming, and now at Lakota West, and doing great things there. He's always great to us at Fox 19, I know. And, of course, last but not least, Richard Skinner. How about a round of applause for Skinny? Skinner, how about a round of applause for Skinny? He is the voice of the Showdown. He has handled PA duties for every game at UC at Nippert Stadium, and obviously that is a great thing that Skinny
And I want to give one more shout out to the Schluke family, wherever they might be here tonight. I'm sure they're here somewhere, right? Tom Bolden knows them well.
Did you mention Tom Bolden?
I did.
I got a word on Tom Bolden I'm going to save. Just more bulletin board stuff, Tom.
A word.
All right, we ready to do the schedule?
Let's do it.
Okay, we're going to go game by game here. Skinny's going to break them down a little bit, but I know you guys are ready to find out when the games are, what they are, and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's start out with the Showdown kickoff. Thursday, August 18th. It is Huber Heights Wayne at Fairfield, 7 o'clock kickoff. and a Fairfield team who just made the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that won their last 4 regular season games last year. Huber Heights Wayne, always a power in the state. Went 8-2 a year ago, lost a tough playoff game to Dublin Kaufman. It is a great Thursday night kickoff game.
Okay, so that is the Showdown kickoff game, but there's 2 games on that night, a double dip, and this is a great one. I love this one as well, Skinny. Taft at Roger Bacon, Thursday, August 18th.
Yeah, both teams went 9-3 last year. Bacon did beat Taft 24-20. Taft lost its first 2 games, then ran the table, got to the third round of the playoffs, lost to Versailles, and all they did was win a state championship. So a great season for Taft. Again, that's a pretty good little, It's not a doubleheader because they're in different locations, but a great way to start the season.
The first Friday night of the Showdown this year is going to be in Indiana. It is Lawrenceburg at East Central, 7:30 kickoff. One of the greatest rivalries in the tri-state.
No question. Lawrenceburg over the last 3 years has gone 33-6. Unfortunately, they've gone 0-3 against East Central, but it hasn't affected their season because they've gone on and gone deep into the playoffs. And, of course, for East Central, they're 29-7 under Jake Miners. They are a great program in 4A, 2 different classes, but, boy, what a great Southeast Indiana opener.
Both programs have state championship level of quality of play, and it's awesome to watch them play. Okay, how about the second Friday for the Showdown? Friday, August 26th, it is opening night in the GMC. I know we got the GMC well repped here. I've seen a lot of you guys. There are 2 games on Friday, August 26th. The first one, Skinny, is Colerain at Princeton, 7 o'clock kick that day.
Yeah, I know Colerain only went 5-5, but took Elder to overtime in the playoffs. And if you look at their season, they lost 2 games by a point. They lost another game by a touchdown, lost that overtime game to Elder, and Princeton coming off an 11-2 season, and they're loaded for bear. They're a team that I'm really interested in watching throughout the season.
The second game of the night on Friday, August 26th, is another banger, 7 o'clock kickoff. It is Lakota West at Lakota East.
See, I'm one of the few guys in this room that probably remembers when there was just one Lakota, and that's true. And to see what these 2 programs have done since they become West and East, fabulous. Obviously, West coming off an 11-2 year, East coming off a 7-4 season, got off to a red-hot start. That's a great game to kick off the first week of GMC play after they have the non-league game in week 1.
And I know West is hungry because Tom Bolden, you still here? Where's Tom Bolden? What did I say? I said that St. X was unbeatable last year, right? Did you use that? I got nothing for you this year. I'm keeping my mouth shut. I know
no, you won't.
Steve Specht is over there. I always say dumb stuff on TV. Hi, Steve. I want you and Tom to be good friends, whatever I can do to help out. By the way, West did beat St. X 12-2 in a regional semi last year, if you forgot. Just motivation. Friday, September the 2nd. A rivalry game in the ECC. It is Loveland at Milford, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, Loveland went 2-8 last year, but they were really young. And keep in mind, they took Winton Woods to overtime in the finale last year. We'll get to Winton Woods here in a second. We know what they did. Milford went 7-5, got to the second round of the playoffs. They were only down 14-7 at the half of Lakota West, so maybe loaded for bear for them as well. Great way for the ECC to get underway.
Let's go to the Kentucky side. Let's cross the bridge. Friday, September 9th. Simon Kenton at Beechwood, 7:30 kick. Is Noel Rash here? Is Noel Rash here tonight? I haven't seen Noel Rash. He's not here.
I don't think he's here.
Noel Rash is coaching another year, and he's coaching a great one that night. Beechwood hosting Simon Kenton.
Yeah, this is 6A, which is the biggest division in Kentucky. Simon Kenton, 2A, Beechwood. Simon Kenton has a new coach, Roy Lucas. We mentioned Jeff Marksberry retired, and for Beechwood looking for a 3rd straight Class 2A state championship. They're riding a 23-game winning streak going into this season, so a chance to extend that maybe into the 30s if they can get things rolling.
Okay, a week later, Friday, September the 16th, let's head to the GCL South, and this is a monster game in the GCL South. It is Mueller traveling to St. Xavier for a 7 o'clock kick.
Yeah, I mean, you get the GCL South, and you've got 3 coaches that have won state championships. Mark Elder's only in his 2nd year, and all he did last year was take him to the semifinals.
Yep.
I hate to be the throw the records out guy, but you literally can because I don't care when they play in the GCL South, they're always great games.
What's amazing about that showdown is I remember last year being at Nippert Stadium when Mueller lost to St. X, and I had to write it down to remember 49-16. And then to see what Mark Elder did with that team that year and how they finished is unreal.
I mean, those 3 overtime games that they had in a row were just crazy.
Insane. Okay, next week, as we move later in the season now, Friday, September 23rd, I saw McNick in the house somewhere around here. What's up, guys? McNick is ready for this one. It is Mick Nicholas hosting Kettering Altar, 7 o'clock kick, Friday, September the 23rd.
Yeah, this is not only a GCL co-ed division game, but a Division IV regional game as well. Altar coming off a 6-6 year. Mike Orlando was named the Paul Brown Excellence in Coaching Award winner this year from McNicholas, and his team coming off an 11-2 season. That's a fine matchup in the GCL co-ed and in the division.
They were so much fun to cover last year, and congrats to you, Coach, on winning that award. Friday, September the 30th. Man, there are a lot of great games.
This is my favorite game.
I was going to say.
This is my favorite game.
There are a lot of great games, and everyone has their reasons. But I'm curious to see how Drew Novak holds up in this game against Clinton Massey. It's Clinton Massey at Western Brown, a 7 o'clock kick, Skinny.
All right, so I did have to write these stats down, and I'm usually a stats freak. You talk about two different styles of play.
Yep.
Clinton Massey rarely throws the ball. Western Brown, all it does, Drew Novak, you mentioned, throws the ball.
It's Evan Dreyer on steroids.
Last year was 42-35, Clinton Massey won. In that game, Massey ran for 414. Western Brown threw for 370. Total different styles of play. Drew Novak, by the way, is 1,500 and change away from going past a certain Bengals quarterback, Joe Burrow, on the list of all-time passing leaders in the state of Ohio.
And all Drew Novak did last year was lead the entire country in passing, which is just
incredible. He might have 4,000 yards by the time they play this game.
I mean, it's on ice skates. Okay, we have another game on September the 30th, Friday, September 30th. This is such a good one. I see these guys from Winton Woods sitting down here below me. The defending state champions of Winton Woods are traveling to Kings for what will be a great one at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and actually that's kind of a state championship night because Massey's that other game in the event. They won the Division IV state championship. Winton Woods won the Division II. What a great run for them. As I mentioned, I mean, they got pushed to overtime in the regular season finale. You kind of gave up on them, and they obviously didn't give up on themselves and go on to win a state championship. And for Kings, what a great season for them. I mean, they got 16 starters back, coming off a team that went 10-0 in the regular season and won the Eastern Cincinnati Conference. How about that? Kings won the conference. Winton Woods won the state championship. It's a pretty good conference.
I mean, seriously, been one of the greatest rivalries we've seen in the last couple of years between those two programs. Okay, let's go back to Kentucky on Friday, October the 7th. It is Connor at Cooper and another rivalry game in Northern Kentucky, 7 o'clock kick.
Yeah, and this is where I show my age. When I first started covering sports and growing up in Northern Kentucky, there were only two Boone County high schools. There was Boone County and Connor. And then along came Ryle. Wow. And then along came Cooper. Now we got four schools, and this obviously has become a rivalry game. Last year, Connor went 7-5. Cooper went 7-4. It's going to be a great game, and it comes at a time of the year, obviously, where it is a district game, which is a big, big deal for seeding purposes.
I know they always say west side, best side. How about east side, B side? And this is a great one on the east side. I live on the east side. Don't hate, please. It is Turpin at Anderson, Friday, October the 14th. A great battle between those two. Every single year, it feels like it comes down to a final last-second play. Again, October the 14th, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, when you get two teams inside the same school district, that's what makes it such a great rivalry game on top of everything else. I just want to know this year, will Anderson punt more than 10 times in the entire season? That's all I want to know.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. They punted 4 times last year.
Evan's here right now. Evan, when do you punt? When you have to. Like back on the 4th and 10 on your own 1 yard line? He still says no. That'll be a great game in the ECC. Couple more to go here. Friday, October the 21st, it is LaSalle at Elder in the GCL South, a 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, Elder's won the last 2 in this series, including 2 years ago, that epic opener when they actually opened the season, 53-52 overtime. The last time LaSalle won this series, 2019, Elder actually made it to the state championship game, so maybe that's an omen if things don't work out for them in that game. But again, another GCL South game as we talked about.
I know something that has to make LaSalle so hungry. They've won so many state championships in recent years. They didn't win a single conference game last year, so I know the Lancers are going to be hungry all season long, but especially in that game. Okay, the last one of the 25th year of the Showdown, Friday, October 28th, it is Covington Catholic at Ryle for a 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, it's a great one because it's two teams not in the same district. It's a non-district game, but what a way for both these teams to get ready for a playoff game the next week. Both these teams should both have great records, great seasons, so I applaud them both for playing this. Some teams will play an easier game the last week just to ease in the playoffs. They're not. I mean, two great programs. CovCath had that great 38-game winning streak a couple of years ago, and or a couple of seasons ago. And so, I'm looking forward to this one as well in Northern Kentucky.
Okay, that is the entire schedule. If you didn't write it down as we said it, if you didn't see it somewhere yet, it's going to be on social media. There are ways you can find it, and certainly for your schools playing in it, congratulations that you are playing in it this year. We are so excited to do this.
Yep. Hey, before I bring Tom Gamble back up here, I just need to take a minute to talk about what Tom has done for this event. And as I mentioned, this came out of conversations we would have at the Post where he was looking to get out of media, which I've been in lots of jobs with Tom. When Tom and I did radio, he was also a professor. He was also doing this business, and literally every day he would walk in and he was going to quit one of those jobs. Chief, I'm done with radio. And the next day, Chief, I'm done doing these events. And the next day is Chief, and he's never is. He's always that guy. And so I just kind of let it go in one ear and out the other. And I kind of did this when he started talking about this event of putting it together. And I thought, dude, that's a big undertaking. You're going to need sponsors. You're going to need schools that want to do this. You're going to need a venue, which we did UC in Miami for a long time when we were allowed to do that. And so when he pulled it off the first year, I thought, okay, that's fun for a year. Maybe we can do this another year. Did it another year, it got bigger and better. Did it another year. Did it another year. And I always became his sounding board in the offseason for matchups. So I'd get him telling me this team won't play that team, but oh, wait a minute, they might play this team. And so I, again, tried to help him with some of that stuff. But to do this for 25 years and to keep it going even when we were not allowed to be at UC any longer or Miami any longer, and to do it now where you guys have all had relationships with Tom to do it at your venues speaks to A, his love for this event, B, his love of high school football, and the relationships he's built with just about everybody in this room. And so with that, Tom, if you'll come up here, we've got something for you, a special recognition for the silver anniversary of the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown. And no, I'm not going to hug you, so that isn't your special thing. It is this silver helmet to signify the silver anniversary, 25 years of this event that was your brainchild, your hard work, and your hard effort. Congrats, my man.
Thanks to both Jeremy and Skinny for helping out tonight, too. I know everybody wants to get back to the conversation, so I'm not going to take very long, but I do want to thank a few people, and without them, none of this would be possible. You can have an idea, but you got to have people to help make it become a reality. And I want to thank Skyline Chili. When you think about, I said it before, entertainment, sports, Skyline Chili is everywhere. I want to thank Sarah, Stephanie, and Jenna from the marketing department. They do an awesome job. They're great supporters of this event. And when you think about Friday nights, you think about Skyline Chili. So thanks to Skyline Chili, to everybody in their corporate market, their franchisees and restaurants. We do a lot of pep rallies. I know some of you schools have been involved with those. We're doing them again, 19 of them this fall. It's a lot of fun. So thanks to Skyline Chili. And I'd be remiss, one more round of applause for Sue, Norris, and Awat for this great restaurant and taking care of everybody tonight. We have two presenting sponsors, Mercy Health. I know Lisa Sweeterman is here from Mercy Health. And Mercy Health Orthopaedics and Sports Medicine, they have been a great supporter of this event for years. And Lisa, thank you for your continued support and for being there for this event as well. Meijer is our other presenting sponsor, and they're in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but they got a lot of stores here, and they've been a great supporter as well. Also, Jeff Brickler, BSN Sports, Brick and his crew are here tonight. Anytime we wear gear that looks pretty good, it's because of BSN Sports. I know a lot of you, and the majority of you, do business with BSN Sports, so thanks to BSN as well. Cincinnati.com, Fox 19 Now, they've been great supporters as well, and I want to thank them. I just want to spend the last couple minutes. There have been some special guests here tonight. We tried to get some of the old Showdown crew back together, and back in 1996 when I had this idea, I needed somebody to really champion this, and I worked for the sports marketing company for Don Schumacher and Associates then, and Don flew back from Florida to be here tonight. Where are you, Don? Right over there. Without Don, none of this would happen. I can remember back in 1998, really didn't know what the hell we were doing, right? I mean, we didn't. Eric Brooks, where's your? Put your hand up, Eric Brooks. Eric came back from Cleveland. He worked on that very first event, and I appreciate Eric. He's been a friend ever since. Without him, it wouldn't have happened. Jay Myers, is Jay still here? I know he was here earlier. He worked on a number of these, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Kevin Schulte, Zach Ritter, who worked with me today. You guys all know them. Mitch King was here. Chad Dalton was here. Joe Miller's here. Lots of people who have been part of the Showdown. It makes it really special. So how long has this event been around? Well, my oldest son, Matthew, who's here tonight, he wasn't born yet. My middle son, Michael, who works with me now, he's been around for all these, even though he obviously didn't realize some of them. And my youngest son, Nathan, will play in this event. He played in it last year. He'll play in it this year. He's a wide receiver at Cooper High School, and that's pretty darn cool. So, final comment, final thing. I'm going to have trouble making it through this, honestly. I'm not very emotional, but when it comes to my wife, it's been a hell of a year. My wife, Lori, who's right over here, was diagnosed with breast cancer earlier this year. She's doing awesome. She had major surgery. She's 10 weeks out from that. You'd never know it. And I got to be honest with you, without her support and without her positivity, because I have a tendency to get irritated every now and again, absolutely, positively, none of this would be possible. And I couldn't do any of this without Lori. So I love you, dear. Thank you. So now let's get back to the real reason we're here. We're excited about this year's event. I think it's going to be a great event, great games. It's different than it once was, but it doesn't matter. It's still great high school football. It's the best damn high school football in the country. I truly believe that. You can have all the 5 stars and 4 stars, and half of those recruiting pundits don't know their head from their you-know-what with those stars anyway. This high school football here is as good as it gets. On Friday nights, and thanks to everybody in here for being supportive. And people ask me, the media men ask me, what are you most proud of? And I can tell you what it is. In 25 years, I've never not had a game for somebody. Because honestly, in those early years, these high schools would put their trust in me to find them an opponent. And it wasn't easy. Because, as you well know, high school football coaches talk to their kids about stepping up to the challenge and meet the challenge and don't be afraid of anything, and then they won't play anybody, right? Some of you. They're not in this room. But the reality of it is, that's what I'm most proud of. I'm most proud of this event still going on, and I want to thank everybody seriously for being such great partners. Skyline, Mercy Health, Orthopaedics, and Sports Medicine, Meijer, and everybody, all the former coaches who are back tonight, thanks for coming, because you guys were a major, major part of this. All right, we got some stuff to give away. Doug Ramsey. Where's Doug? I know he's in the Elder. I know Elder has to sit in that west side corner. Doug, come up here, please. Scott Kaufman. Scotty, where are you? Scotty's selling his boat, I think, right? I think Scotty's got a boat for sale. If anybody's in the market for a boat, see Scott Kaufman, I do believe. Now, Doug Ramsey gets back to me and says when I remind him that he's been a head coach in this event for every year, he tells me, thanks for reminding him that I'm old. But seriously, Doug, appreciate you being a part of this. There you go. Doug, appreciate it. You're selling your boat, aren't you? Scott Kaufman, there you go. It's pretty impressive. I mean, you think about they've been around for all these, and somebody still employs you, which is great. Good for you. Thanks, Scotty. All right, hang on. Do you want me to do this, or you want me to? All right, let's give some. I don't care. I'll do it. All right, Skyline Chili gift card. Take out your ticket, the last 3 numbers. 188.